San Jose and San Francisco.
Oh, don't worry, I got something for him. How about a list of Americans killed by illegal aliens who had no business being here, often in brutal fashion? You want to go with lists? Caitlin Steinle, Laken Riley, Ivory Smith, Maverick Martin. Here's the common denominator on that list. They were killed by people who had no business being here and could have been stopped in the first place. And that is the actual role of government, not to tell you that you don't have the right to your God-given self-preservation. You want to do lists? Let's do lists. Let's go to Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart, by the way, who shares the exact same perspective on Iran as many people saying that Donald Trump has betrayed them, made a case yesterday, and it's a perfect segue because of the awful false equivalencies that are made, and no one on the left ever gets questioned. They don't get called to the mat. So he was basically saying that if you support deportations and strong borders, you're a hypocrite because you believe in firearm ownership. And actually, firearms kill far more people than illegal aliens. So, hey, you have the right to own a firearm. Why? Because it's in the Constitution. It's your God-given right. Hey, you have the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, which means we need to know who's coming in who may infringe upon that right, as every single nation ever. What Jon Stewart is advocating is eliminating your God-given right to self-defense, and that would be for millions of law-abiding Americans. Let me give you 3 numbers. Okay, all references available in the description. Before we go on to the hyperbole here. And what he does is he tries to present a long list that overwhelms you so you feel like, oh, I can't argue this. It's all bullcrap. 3 numbers that really matter. Gun-friendly areas in the United States. Areas with high gun ownership, they experience significantly less crime. Okay? Each year, 500,000 to 3 million annual defensive uses of firearms take place. We don't know how many lives are saved. By the way, many firearms aren't even fired. They're just shown, and it wards off an intruder. And 94% of all mass shootings since 1950 have taken place in gun-free zones. So, 3 million annual defensive uses of firearms. Gun-friendly areas are safer than most areas, and 94% of all mass shootings, gun-free zones. But that means nothing to Jon Stewart, who wants to equivocate deportation versus your right to own a firearm.
We're willing to do things about other issues. We just heard about it. Why are they attacking Los Angeles right now? Why is the right so willing to tear our cities apart in this moment?
Dangerous criminals continue to flood our nation and kill our citizens.
This has to stop. I mean, I think about it for my grandkids. I mean, how safe are they in this society?
One woman
and guys,
or
get
one
ready.
If
you're watching right now, the link's in the description because there's about 42 coming for you.
The alarm bells were going off a long time ago. A lot of Democrats will defend this and say, well, you know, it's such a small percentage. They have blood on their hands, pure and simple. 1 is too many.
1 is too many. 1 death. By the way, true. It is too many. Violence should never be accepted. It should never be tolerated.
That's silly.
But that's for their issue. In the wake of Sandy Hook and Uvalde and Parkland and El Paso and Lewiston and Aurora and Buffalo and Boulder and Binghamton and Highland Park and Monterey Park and San Bernardino and San Jose and San Francisco.
Oh, don't worry, I got something for him.
The Pulse nightclub and the Colorado Springs nightclub and the Little Rock nightclub and the Borderline Bar in Thousand Oaks and the Ned Peppers Bar in Dayton and the Waffle House in Nashville and Virginia Tech and UVA and MSU and UCSB and FSU and NIU and SMC and the Sutherland Springs Church and the Mother Emanuel Church in Charleston and the Living Church of God and the Tree of Life Synagogue and the Allen Mall and the Westroads Mall and Fort Hood and Lockheed Martin. And what are we f***ing doing? What are we doing?
I'll get to it.
By the way, that is a wildly incomplete list. We kept it to the last 25 years, and it's still not everything.
So, and the part that you may have forgotten, or I don't know if it was included that clip, where he was pointing out how few people have been killed by illegal aliens in comparison to firearms. Okay, long list, I get it. You want it to demoralize someone from arguing because people get a little bit scared. They go, oh, that's a lot of lives lost. I don't want to seem as though I'm not compassionate. Well, here's something else that's common there. Sure, they involved guns and attacks. You know what else? Every single one of them was stopped by a gun. Either shot by a good Samaritan with a gun, shot by the police with guns, surrendered to the police who had guns, in some cases committed suicide with a gun, but that wasn't as common as the others were. So he goes through this list. Look, they attacked people with guns. Sure. In every single instance, they were stopped by a gun, either taken in or shot. That would be the example of the law-abiding citizen with the gun. As a matter of fact, there are so many instances of people in that list who were stopped by good Samaritans with guns. I want more temporary police officers, meaning people carrying firearms. So what would that list look like? Every single one stopped by a gun? It would include Sandy Hook. It would include Uvalde, Parkland, El Paso, Lewiston, Aurora, Illinois, Buffalo, Boulder, Binghamton, Highland Park, Monterey Beach, San Bernardino, San Francisco, Pulse Nightclub, Colorado Springs Nightclub, Borderline Bar, Ned Pepper's Bar in Dayton, Ohio, Nashville Waffle House, Virginia Tech, UVA, MSU, University of California, Santa Barbara, FSU, NIU, Sutherland Springs, Mother Emanuel, Living Church of God, Tree of Life Synagogue, Allen Mall, Westrose Mall, Fort Hood, Lockheed Martin. We can both do that bullshit, but let me give you another one. How about a list of Americans killed by illegal aliens who had no business being here, often in brutal fashion? You want to go with lists? Caitlin Steinle, Laken Riley, Ivory Smith, Maverick Martin, Alex Wise Jr., 10 years old, Talia Crochet, 18 years old, Ryan Uncali, 18 years old, Katie Abraham, 20 years old, Sarah Root, 21 years old, Grayson Davis, 29 years old, Rachel Morin, 37 years old, Officer David Lee, 44, Melissa Powell, 47, and her 16-year-old son, Riordan, Robert Bowles, 70 years old. Here's the common denominator on that list. They were killed by people who had no business being here and could have been stopped in the first place, and that is the actual role of government, not to tell you that you don't have the right to your God-given self-preservation. You want to do lists? Let's do lists. You want to do the list of gays killed in Iran? You want to do the list of people raped in California, in New York, in big blue cities? We can do lists all day. Don't be tricked by that bullshit. Here's the other thing. There is nothing that someone like Jon Stewart can propose, suggest, whatsoever that would stop shootings from taking place in the United States in 2025. There is something that can be done to stop these other murders that I just listed for you, people killed by illegal aliens. And you know what? In 4 years, they got worse. Under Biden, the list of things would be the list of things that Donald Trump did to create the most secure border ever in 8 weeks. So we won't have another list. There's nothing you can do to change yours. I can change yours by encouraging more responsible firearm ownership. That would have more of an effect than you bitching on TV. I want every single law-abiding citizen who can carry to do so. But I can tell you exactly what could fix my list. It's been done in 8 weeks. Your floor. Bottom line, guns save lives. It's our constitutional right to own them, and I have always been remarkably consistent on this issue.
Are you sure about that?
What? I'm on a roll. Of course I've been consistent. Why?
Oh, hold on, Nick. Roll that.
And you'll never believe what I saw this morning. I was standing at the bus stop, and this truck drove by with a bumper. It said, "I heart guns." It said, "I heart guns." I see it everywhere now, too. I see it. My friend, we won't name, talk about on MySpace, has the I heart guns. It's like, this is the new millennium, right? We put a man on the moon. Female pop singers, I mean, you look through, we've made a lot of progress. And we still have backwards thinking, I'm sorry, both hillbillies wanting us to be a gun culture. Yosemite Sam's running out there. And I just, look, I don't want to be a part of the redneck agenda. And we've had enough school shootings. If it saves one life. That was taken out of context.
You sure about that?
No.
That hat was taken out of context.
Yeah, what the hell is going on there? Fill me in on that one, would you?
Jon Stewart's analogy. Look, legal gun owners save lives. Yeah. Legal guns save lives. Illegal aliens in this country can only take. They can provide nothing. Whether it's taking lives or taking resources, $150 to $450 billion a year they cost the taxpayer. Okay? Let's be really clear about that. You just heard Whoopi make a false equivalency that was borderline. Honestly, it's not any worse than Jon Stewart's. He's just sharper. He's just more charming. It's just as dumb.
Yeah. But it's also the comparison to me just doesn't make a whole lot of sense either, because one is illegal and one is not, right? One is the Second Amendment saying that we have the right to possess firearms. The other one is illegal immigration. We're not tearing apart cities. We're basically just enforcing the law. Show me the law that we're breaking on the gun thing. I don't understand it. A lot of times, are you saying that the criminals are going to be criminals and get a gun illegally and go shoot something up, or that they're going to be able to get a gun when they shouldn't? I don't understand what you're saying. It's a nonsensical argument.
Nick?
For every school shooting, how many people have died because of drug deals and all that crap in the inner city over the last 20 years?
Right. Yeah.
For every one school shooting.
Right.
You understand? And how those drugs get here, by the way?
Right.
Through an open border.
Right. Yeah. It could be
Undermines his whole argument.
It could be argued it's a biochemical weapon from China. By the way, I'm from Montreal. You want to look into school shootings in Montreal? Concordia, École Polytechnique, Dawson. We've almost invented the modern school shooting. Don't know if you know about gun laws in Canada.
Yeah.
Not very lenient. It's a silly, and then they'll accuse you of politicizing it. Here's something else. Guarantee you, Jon Stewart is not this is gonna go out there, and he's gonna pick some local senator or someone who he thinks he can shove up. He's not gonna have me on, Mr. Stewart, you're welcome to come on the show. I think, by the way, you're one of the funniest men to ever do it, and one of the great stand-ups of our time.
Oh, you'll have him on. I think you will.
I would absolutely do it. I like Jon Stewart. I think he's very funny. It's just a silly point. It's a dumb point. Oh, you're still here? And you're still watching this on YouTube? You've probably noticed something is missing by now. I'm not here. That's because the Live Daily Show is now streaming exclusively on Rumble weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Tune in there, where nothing is censored.